could people who are in tribulation kind of take for like support and a sense of help and aid? And he seems like he's specifically referring to the situation of Muslims in India, but obviously by extension in, other places where Muslims are suffering. Any verses that you would like to share that come to mind for consolation or support?
All of the du'as in the Quran are good to do, particularly the last in Baqarah, at the end of Baqarah. That's آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه والمؤمنون. That's a very important one. ربنا, asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give you thabat, thabbit aqdamana, So I think the du'as, and then the du'as of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam an al-tafrij, calling on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. India is a very troubling situation right now, they're also facing, I think, a Cat 5 cyclones coming up to Bangladesh, and we should pray that, inshallah, it's good to pray for the people there. Hopefully they're spared, that these things, sometimes they dissipate before they actually have landfall. But it's a very serious cyclone now in the ocean. So India is a problem. I read recently the book by Gulvakir, and I was so troubled by it, because he didn't found the RSS, which was the predecessor of the current party that's in power now. He was not the founder of it, but he was the first caliph. He was the first one that took over from the founder, and it's a very frightening book just in terms of his views, and the fact that the book was, the author, the current head of India actually wrote his biography and sees him as a hero. So that was very troubling to see that, because this guy was praising Hitler. He was, it was a really strange book. He has this view of Hindutva, and this idea that Mother India is sacred and only the Hindus can actually set foot on it. So it's not just the Muslims that are under threat now, it's also the Christians and the Jains and the Sikhs and the other groups. And it's really important, I really want to emphasize this. There's a lot of Hindus that are very troubled by this. And it's very important that we don't do the same thing to them that has been done to us, where we get blamed for the extremists amongst us. There are undeniably extremists there, but there are a lot of very decent Hindu people. And so we don't want to see that happen. We actually need to ally with the people that are opposed to this. There's people here that are very troubled by what's happening. So, in Kashmir is another tragedy. And that's a tragedy of it's that classic thing of colonialism, because that was left unsettled, and he actually, the current Modi went against the Constitution by, because that's an unsettled issue. But it's the Punjab, right? It's the 5 rivers. Strategically, whoever controls Kashmir controls India and Pakistan. That's just a fact, and that's unfortunate for the Kashmiris. They're beautiful people. I've always really had wonderful experiences with Kashmiris. They're really decent people. They're mountain people, they're tough people, but and they have a deep Islam. And I actually had a experience of a karama from a Kashmiri sheikh, because I met this man, and he had a cane from a Kashmiri sheikh who sent it to me. He started 150 Quran schools in Kashmir, and he sent me his cane, which in some traditions, if a sheikh gives you a cane, it means he's supporting you with his du'as and his prayers. So it was a real blessing to get that. He gave me at the airport, in Dulles Airport in Washington, D.C. So I still have the cane. But you know, we should pray for them and do what we can. And the Indian Muslim Relief Fund that Manzoor Ghori is a really good organization to help. So prayers are important, but also advocacy is important. I mean, this is where activism is very useful in doing what we can to lobby. I mean, the Hindu community has very powerful lobbies in the United States. It's a very powerful community. And like I said, you know, we can't blanket all of them into that. But Hindu nationalism is very strong right now. You're seeing a rise of European nationalism. These are all very troubling signs, because it's good to love your country, but nationalism is a type of collectivism that can actually be a disease. So, I mean, we should be patriotic in that we love our country and want good for our country wherever we're from. But this idea, my country, right or wrong, you know, that's a disease. That's how every empire falls. The end. بارك الله فيكم. اللهم أقسم لنا من خشيتك ما تحول به بيننا وبين معصيك، ومن طاعتك ما تبلغ به جنتك، ومن اليقين ما تهون به علينا مصائب الدنيا، ومتعنا بأسماعنا وأبصارنا وقواتنا أبدا ما أحييتنا، واجعل ثأرنا على من ظلمنا وانصرنا على من عادانا. اللهم لا تجعل الدنيا أكبر همنا ولا مبلغ علمنا ولا غاية رغبتنا ولا إلى النار مصيرنا. ربنا لا تسلط علينا بذنوبنا من لا يرحمنا ولا يخافك فينا. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون، والسلام على المرسلين، والحمد لله رب العالمين. سبحان الله وبحمده، أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت، نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. جزاكم الله خيرا. السلام عليكم.